Hello world out there. Master T Killa here, as you may know me on Xbox Live, and I've decided to do some video game reviews. So I'm going to start off with one of my personal favorites, The Godfather. Now, The Godfather, I have it on Xbox 360. It's also available on PlayStation 2, Wii, PlayStation 3. It's pretty much on everything. Now, this game follows along the storyline of the first Godfather movie, and it throws in the added character of you, or Aldo, as he's called when you start the game off. So, for the sake of this review, if I'm ever referencing him, I'll just say Aldo. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, it's got nice weapons. You got little small little snub-nosed pistol, a regular handgun, a revolver, shotgun, Tommy gun, and cocktails and whatnot. And you can upgrade every one of the guns. In order to get money in the game, of course you do missions, but you can also bribe store owners. Like, you can walk into a bakery, and in the beginning of the game, you're gonna have to like beat the owner up, smash some of their stuff, slam them around. You also have to kill some guards out in the front who work for one of the other four families in the game. Or some merchants will have you do stuff like kill people in the alley, and then the place is yours. And you get recurring income every so often. Every Monday in game time. But in the later levels, once you're like the Don, you can just walk into a place and just buy it. No getting your hands dirty, no mess, no nothing. You don't have to waste a single bullet. The black hand controls for when you're interrogating people, like I mentioned earlier, when you're trying to get someone to sell you their plates, they're really entertaining. You get to punch people, you get to pretend to punch people, slam their heads in the walls and stuff, throw people in furnaces, toss them out a window. You can take a flaming 2x4 and poke a person in the feet with it and set them on fire. It's really entertaining. On the negative side, on this game, the cars it takes place so long ago that the cars don't exactly move all that fast. At lower levels of the game, you die pretty quick because your health bar is not, you don't have that much health, but yet throughout the game, every gun that your opponents will have will be just as strong in the beginning as they are in the end. The only difference is at the end, there will be more people with Tommy guns and shotguns, but still people with handguns, whereas in the beginning, there's less people with Tommy guns and shotguns and more people with handguns. But you still encounter all the same people, depending on where you go. Now, this here wouldn't necessarily be a con with the game. It's neither a pro nor a con, but once you've completed everything in the game, well, pretty much, everything, you get $1 million and infinite ammo. $1 million is dandy. Infinite ammo is dandy. There's a lot of stuff I can shoot up with a Tommy gun that never runs out of ammunition, except for the fact that you don't get it until after you, like I said, complete everything. So it's kind of like, okay, I have $1 million, but I now have nothing to buy. You're just sitting there with $1 million in your pocket, and it's just all going to waste. As far as the controls go, the controls they're pretty responsive. Your person does everything that you want them to do as soon as you push the button, which is a good thing. I can't exactly remember right offhand any game where the controls aren't actually responsive, but other reviews always put controls in, so I'm gonna include controls too, because there's gonna be a time when the controls aren't good. As far as the cars go, the cars, they once again, it takes place way back in the day. There's no power steering, so the cars, they move. I'd say they move very slow. Well, they don't exactly move slow, but it's like Grand Theft Auto 4 controls. You turn a corner and well, if you're trying to turn a corner at full speed, you're gonna crash into something on that side of the street, like way over yonder, as they say in the South. As far as the sound goes, the opening song and audio, is really nice. I enjoy it. Every time it comes on my TV, even if it's blaring, I don't bother to turn it down, because just to hear the Godfather song playing and Don Corleone saying that quote from the first movie is priceless. It really is. When you're doing like if you're raiding a warehouse or something, this music tends to start playing like right at the perfect point. It's just right on. Really gets you into the game. The graphics on this game, well, I mean, it's an open world sandbox style, drive around, shoot 'em up game. So, of course, the graphics aren't going to be the greatest in the world, but games like this, you don't play them for the graphics. You play them for the gameplay. So I gotta say the graphics are there. Now the game itself, so, graphics. Oh, another thing. During cutscenes and stuff, the game happens to show the graphics. They kind of tone up a little bit. And it looks pretty nice, especially when you get to see your customized character becoming the Don of New York, and they're all showing him respect and kissing his hand and whatnot. It's really a nice added effect. Another nice thing that comes with the game is this little thing here that shows you, the family you're working for, starting from the top with Don Corleone and working its way down to the people at the bottom of the food chain, I guess you could say, in the mafia family. And these here are the people that you start off under until you make it up to Don and so on. Then they have the other families and a little preview of some of the weapons you can get in the game. There's multiple levels of some of the weapons, and the other side of this shows the entire New York City map on the game The Godfather. Now, yeah, I know it looks kind of complicated here, but trust me, if you had this in your hand, it would look a lot clearer. And they also tell you which turf belongs to who. And there's also a little key. It's pretty much the same map that's in the game, but if you had it, you'll see. Unfortunately for The Godfather, there is no online play, which they could have added it in Saints Row 2 style. Hopefully in The Godfather Part 2 they will have online. This game can be found at GameStop, brand new for $30 or used for $20. And, I mean, for $10, it really doesn't make much of a difference whether you buy it new or used. I mean, I guess it all depends on whether you want it freshly sealed in plastic or it's entirely up to you. I, for one, recommend this game. The replay value on it, well, I've gone through it one whole complete time, 2 half times, and I'm going through it another time using my Master T Killa gamer account and trying to get all the gamer score points I possibly can. You can get over 1,000 gamer score points on it, and overall, I would have to say I give this game an 8 out of 10.